Back to school isn't just about schedules and supplies. It's also a good time to check in on how our kids are really doing. Obinna Uzekwe with Not My Kid, a local nonprofit focused on youth mental health and prevention, is here with ways to start those conversations and keep kids talking. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Well, Obi, I could not be happier to see you because I have two teenage boys, 13 and 16, and I feel like my strategy isn't working. They come home, how are you? How was your day? Fine. I get one word.
Yeah. So when stuff like that happen, what I usually tell parents is to try to connect with them based on their interest. So, for example, if they love watching movies, if they love, going on rides, riding on the bikes, if they love listening to music, to try to connect with them like that. And because it's going to take away the pressure of that parent and an adult talk, right? Because for them, when they think about just having those conversations, they're worried about like, oh my gosh, am I going to slip up and say something that's going to get me in trouble, right? But when we scale back a little bit and just engage them based on their interest, it makes it a little bit better for them.
It's such good advice. When they come in my car, my younger one, my older one drives, but I ask, like, what music do you want to hear? And then we talk about what songs he's listening to. If your kids are into baseball or football or, like you said, movies, don't ask them necessarily about their day. Just ask about, like, what makes them, what lights them up?
Yeah, what are they excited about, right? What do they want to talk about? Give them the opportunity to also be part of the conversation, right? A lot of the times when we try to connect, right, we're making the conversation about us sometimes, but it is about them. So give them the opportunity to get that buy-in, right, so they can also, take responsibility for some of these conversations as well.
Both my kids seemed so exhausted the first week of school.
Yes.
What are they going through?
So the change in routine with going back to school, and there's something called social currency. So what that means is when they go back to school, they're worried about making the connections that they may have lost all the time that they are home, right? And a lot of kids will attribute their social currency to their personal value as a person. As adults, we know that's not true, but they find it hard to distinguish between that. And so they go through a lot of mental challenges trying to figure out those connections again, and that's why they seem super tired and just ready to just go to sleep after coming back home.
And do they have other worries that we don't understand, along with trying to evaluate their own social currency and where they fit in the pecking order?
So they may worry about how people see them, what people think about them. I know certainly when I was in school and as a kid, I was always worried about, am I saying something or am I doing something that's going to make people just, put me down or laugh at me, right? So they're also worried about just how the world sees them.
Do you have advice for parents in terms of an attitude, a vibe, or a tone that they should be bringing to these kinds of conversations?
So just being calm in the situation, and even if it's a difficult conversation, being calm is going to help them build that trust and that bond to then further those difficult conversations and make it easier for them to process.
We have to be regulated before we jump into a difficult conversation, right?
Absolutely. You have to be super regulated. We smile and let them know, hey, we're not having this conversation because you're in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong. We're just trying to, have maybe a son and father conversation or a daughter and mother conversations, and that'll help them relax tremendously.
And if you're checking in regularly when things are good, that's easier. When a problem arises, you've already established, I chat with you and I check in with you every couple days.
Yes, because according to the CDC, actually, right, when we have regular conversations, it builds a safe space for them. So when crises do arise, they're now able to have those conversations because it's a regular conversation that you have at home every single day, and they don't feel worried about it.
Yeah, we're already doing this. We're already chatting about music or the Diamondbacks or the movies that you like or memes.
Yeah, and my personal favorite is sports, right? A lot of kids love sports, and if you can connect with them with sport, that's a very great way to do that.
Hey, that works with my dad too, so that's all generations.
Yeah.
If you want to have an awkward conversation, just talk about football or baseball.
Absolutely, and they're going to enjoy it, and that takes away the pressure of having those conversations. And the problem is, the minute you can take away that pressure, older, the more likely they're going to open up about what's going on in their lives.
Obi, it was so great to talk to you. Great advice. If people want more information, what's a good place to go?
So they can go to notmykid.org, that's our website, or they can go to our Instagram handle, which is also notmykid.org.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure is all mine.
It was so good to meet you.
It was amazing to do this with you as well.
No, honestly, great advice.